Hi guys. So today's topic is something that I wished that we knew it while growing up as little children, and I really intend and I hope that this video reaches out to all of the women who might need to hear this out, need to know just at the right time. So today's topic, as you can see from the title, that it is that we will be talking about who are predators. I understand that if we know about what we are dealing with, it's easier for us to navigate through it. So welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you are new, please do like and subscribe and show your love and support. Thank you so much. Guys, I have to tell you that I'm very inspired by this book called The Women Who Run with the Wolves. It's actually written by Dr. Clarissa Pinkola Estes, and you will see that in this video I will be reading out a lot of excerpts from this book because I think that this tale needs to be retold. It has to be out there. So let's talk about who is actually a predator. Quite literally, a predator is somebody who ruthlessly abuses you, who takes advantage of you. He preys on you in the most abusive manner. He's an opportunist. He will watch you. He'll observe you. He will treat you as a trophy. He will treat you as an object and as a means to boost his own sense of self. A predator is a warning against a reckless power of pursuit. He looks for vulnerable flesh. He's the one whose shadow lurks around in your parking lot at midnight. He's the one who is by the bar, taking stocks of the most drunkest girl, focusing on his prey, and then making the moves. They say that a predator appears where there is beauty. The interpretation of the beauty can be done in a million ways. But as I have said before, when you know what you're dealing with, it's easier for you to navigate through it. A predator is a continuous threat for women, especially who have not recognized him. He seems to be very life-threatening and very dangerous. What I feel is that it not necessarily that his behavior is sexual, but it is a prevalent theme. Dr. Estes, in her book Women Who Run with the Wolves, she talks about this archetype in this tale called Bluebeard, which is personally one of my favorites, and I really have to tell you guys about it. So there is this man called Bluebeard, who is a very rich man but has an unnervingly blue beard, and he wants to get married. So he reaches out to one of the woman who lives around, and she has 3 daughters, and he expresses his desire to get married to one of them. 3 of them hesitate for this marriage proposal because of that awkward blue beard on him, and also that they figure out that in the past there were rumors about abusive relationships with his past wives. But one fine day, all of the 3 sisters, Bluebeard and the women's mother, they all decide to spend some time together. So they have a big feast organized. They have good time. There's music. It's basically a lot of fun. The next day, the older 2 sisters are still not convinced to have him as a choice to get married to, but the youngest one gets lured and she gets seduced by his lifestyle, and she thinks, so this blue doesn't seem to be that blue. Maybe I can do something about it. Maybe with love things can change. Maybe he just has some problems, and maybe I can help him figure this out, and maybe I can just change the situation. And she decides to get married to Bluebeard against the judgments of the older sisters. So now the youngest sister is now married to Bluebeard, and she lives with him in a castle. Now what happens is one fine day Bluebeard tells her that he is going to be away for a business trip and that this trip is going to take longer, and he handed over an enormous bunch of keys and told her that she can use any of the keys that she likes to, but she cannot use that one key which is a forbidden key, and then he tells her that I would want to trust you and don't open that no matter what. After Bluebeard leaves, she invites her older sisters, and then they are playing around in the house, in the castle. They are exploring the wardrobes, they are riffling through the clothes, and they are going door to door, and accidentally they open the forbidden door, and to their horror they see that there were corpses of Bluebeard's previous murdered wives, and they also realize that the key of the door is now bleeding, and they cannot do anything to stop it. It's all over the place, the blood which is flowing from the key. Now after the Bluebeard returns and he asks for the key, and the youngest sister is now she is clueless to what to do about it, and she hides it, and Bluebeard realizes that she had opened the forbidden door, and now she is a victim, and he tries to kill her. And the little sister, she says that she wants 15 minutes of time to make peace with God, and after that he can kill her, but that 15 minutes of time was enough for her brothers to arrive and kill Bluebeard. So in the story, Dr. Estes says that the brothers of the younger sister represent the healthy animals, the rescuers. The older sisters who do not trust in Bluebeard represent our intuition, and the protagonist, the little sister, she represents the naive child, and the victim, Bluebeard, represents the saboteur of the psyche. Bluebeard is actually a shadow archetype. Shedding light is actually a natural metaphor for shadow to be dissolved. Most of the young women, they fall into traps of the predators only because they're unaware of him. They never doubt him or fight him until it's too late. In the Bluebeard story, we also see how a woman falls into a predator's trap, how she rouses herself, escapes him. Dr. Estes, she also says that the best way to banish a predator is actually to do the exact opposite. Every time he says no, not this, don't do this, don't go there, always try to figure out what is it that it is in the hiding, what is it that has been hidden, and try to see it and act on it. Always figure out what is it and why it's not to be seen, why is it forbidden. Always question that. Most of the women who are instinctually in touch with their own selves, they can sense a predator through his scent, sight, and hearing. They can always hear him approaching. They anticipate his presence, and then they make it work in the sense they try to turn it away from them. The cure for an instinct injured woman and a naive woman are the same. They have to practice getting in touch with their intuition. See what you see, feel what you feel, hear what you hear. Be curious, ask questions. Do the deep work. Our soul was gifted the intuitive power at birth. With practice, we can get it back to its pristine state. Every time we try to initiate the wildest nature to balance the predator, guess who shows up? Guess who shows up immediately? The wild woman dives, jumps over all the walls, fences, and obstructions that the predator has built, has erected. She is a living human. She's a living being, and she comes anywhere and anytime, because she and the predator have known each other for a very long time. She tracks him through tales, through journeys, through intuition. The wild woman appears every time there is a predator to balance his predations. The wild woman knows that in these instances, if she is being too sweet or too nice, it will only make the predator smile. If a woman knows her boundaries and draws the lines, she knows that her life cannot be interfered with. And it also puts the predator back in his place where it belongs. She is no longer his mark or target. She is no longer naive. And this is the medicine that finally causes the key to cease its bleeding. I hope you liked this video. Please do let me know what you think of this video, and do let me know what more you would want me to do. Please show your love and support. It means a lot, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. Do like, share and subscribe. Take care. Bye.